Bleachers shake the air's alive. Under Friday skies we thrive. Small town roar, it cracks the night. Underneath these autumn lights, dreams are born and take their flight. Big plays, big hearts, Tennessee calls. Small town legends under the falls. The crisp red hearts, but the passion's fire. High school glory, our one desire.
Oops, it didn't go on loop. Forgot to click the button. That's what happens when you go live.
Yes.
Technical difficulties, but I'm okay with that. So, still getting this shared out, but we'll go ahead and get started.
No problem with that.
Gentlemen, how's your weekend and day been going?
Oh, I just got done running chains for the Greenville Middle School Green Devils 44-0 victory over Daniel Boone. So super excited. My son had a block punt and a bunch of tackles and everything. We were, it's hard to stay composed when you're on the sideline running chains on the opposite team sideline. So when he does something good, you're like, because you're not allowed to show emotion over there.
Mm-mm.
At all.
No.
Mine's been pretty good. I mean, besides broadcasting Friday night and stuff, I've been all right. I mean, played Greenfield. We had 19 penalties for 130 yards.
Whew.
So, other than that, I mean, we played all right. We just made some mistakes, a lot of jumping off sides, a lot of false starts, stuff like that. But then had a good weekend with the in-laws and everything. So overall, pretty good. Hopefully, this week will be a lot better. School went good today. Chilling in the detention room at local school. So
You probably don't have very many customers right now, do you?
No, because like I said, the room is small and I can maybe fit 3 in there comfortably. But it's coming because I can feel it coming, and I just hope my cousin, who's the principal, will have another room ready for me because I can already tell I could put 10 in DT right now.
Would not be surprising.
Nope.
So maybe we'll get some comments tonight. I don't know.
I'm sure we will.
It'd be interesting. If you want to, we'll go ahead and dive right in and take a look.
Yeah.
So last week, the 3 of us came up with a game list. It was the first time that we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Came up with a top 10 games of week 1. And we figured that instead of going statewide tonight, we're just going to go over our top 10 games list and talk about what we saw, what the results were. And then we'll take a little short commercial break. Then we'll get into some Player of the Week nominations. We call it the Titan Award. Of course, we wanted it to include aspects of Tennessee and what's more Tennessee football related. You can't call it a Vol Award because, that just don't sound right.
The volunteer award?
I mean, if you're volunteering turnovers and bad stats, maybe. But
maybe.
So we
Not
call it
the real UT.
We call it the Titan Award. So we've incorporated the Tennessee Titans name to a degree. So without further ado, let me go ahead and pull up this top 10 games list that we came up with this week. It was pretty solidified of who we were going to pick week 1. as our number one game.
Mm-hmm.
A pair of Super 25 teams meeting up in Chattanooga, a rematch of a state championship game. And that was Brentwood Academy at Chattanooga Baylor. So what did you guys see and what did you think?
Me personally, DGG did his thing, man among boys. But man, I love the Sanders kid at running back. He is just a workhorse, and he's not the highly touted one, but he's the one, sticking his nose in there and getting dirty. So it's stuff you like. That's just stuff you love to see. And I think Brentwood Academy, I think it's first game of the year. Baylor was clicking on all cylinders. I think we may see probably one of the best, if not the best, state championship game this year between those two. So, definitely look forward to the rematch. So, full star-studded. That's all you can say is star-studded.
So, what did you think about the remarks from DGG after the game?
Yeah, people putting down Brentwood Academy and the people he's going against.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a stand-up kid. That's what you should say.
And that's my take too. He wants to play football. He's not about trashing any other team, and he was very emphatic in saying they're some of the best athletes he's ever faced.
Yep.
So I'll give him credit for that. That's an awesome statement by him.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that Brentwood Academy can get back to the state championship and maybe get a different result next time?
I think we'll see them back.
Yeah. I mean, I think these are the two best teams in Division II AAA. I mean, I know there's not a whole lot to choose from necessarily in the AAA department, but I think overall, especially from what I watched, the snippets that I watched, and I mean, besides DGG being a robot among men, I mean, that's basically how I looked at it. I mean, he was just knocking people over. He wasn't getting them down. I mean, they ripped his helmet off. He's still on his feet. So, I mean,
for another 10 yards.
Yeah.
And lowered his head without his helmet on.
Exactly. So, I mean, he's probably the best player as of right now that I've seen this season right now. But I just feel like Brentwood Academy's got a lot of good things, and they're definitely going to learn from this. I think it being week one helps them a ton going into the rest of the season, knowing that they won't play Baylor again until the championship game. So I think they know. I mean, it was a good game. I mean, it wasn't like a blowout or nothing. I know it ended up being 38-20. But
at one point, it was 17-14 early in the fourth quarter.
All right. So, I mean, Brentwood Academy's right there. They're just unfortunate, some unfortunate things happened. So, but man, they're tough. And when you got Marshall Manning in the back, in your back end, that just makes it even better, and makes me feel old knowing that I watched Peyton, even though I never was a big fan because I'm a Vandy fan, but I respected him. And I watched him my whole life, and seeing his son out there now just makes me feel like I'm 65 instead of 34.
So now you bring up Marshall Manning. I only saw one highlight from him, and I got to be honest, that little swing pass that little dump off to the side, to me looked like a wounded duck. I mean, it was wobbly and floated out there. I'm like,
the kid's 14.
You can't throw it like that, man.
First game on ESPN. I mean, come on. I don't care how much time he's been in the spotlight with his dad and being like, hey, you're going to be on. Everybody's going to think of you as me and blah, 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 blah. That's pressure.
It doesn't prepare you.
No, it doesn't. Great experience for him, though.
So with him throwing a wounded duck, I'm fine with it because
but the question is, did it get there?
It got there.
Barely.
but it got there.
It got there. That wide receiver had to dive at the sideline to get it, though, but he got it.
Oh man.
So, yeah, I thought that game. I don't think the score reflects how close that game actually was.
No.
Mm-mm.
I did see that DGG looked like he got stronger as the game went on.
And that's what you want. That's what you want out of your bell cow back.
Every bit
Yeah.
of it.
And that he scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That just tells you that
Crunch time.
he gets juiced up when it's crunch time. So, final score in that was 38-20.
Mhm.
And I think we all agree. I don't think there's that big of a difference between those two teams.
No.
They're both absolutely loaded. And we're probably going to see that game again.
Yes.
So,
Yep. Except it'll still be in Chattanooga. It won't be at Baylor. It'll be at the university.
right across town.
Yeah.
The second game we had, always a big game every year.
Mhm.
2 Giants going at it. Brandon actually went to this game, and he can give us a lot better insight than we can come up with, other than we were score watching all night.
Yeah.
Alcoa at Marable.
I
Tell
was
us
so,
what you
I
saw,
was so
Brandon.
jealous of Brandon. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I packed up all the kids and we headed to Knoxville, picked up my nephew that lives in Farragut, and headed over there. Man, I've been to a lot of games, a lot of high school games, and there was something about the atmosphere between these two teams. Absolutely hatred between one another. When each one of them ran out, the opposing side, you could hear the boos over the cheers, and just everything you want high school football to be. Standing room only. This game started out. The kid that's committed to Georgia, one-handed catch right off the bat, dazzling. They score. It ended up Alcoa went up 2 scores, and in the third quarter, and the Thomas Manu went out due to a late hit out of bounds, and then Alcoa started floundering a little bit. Will Jones willed them back into the game, and behind all of his running and passing, and he was like a one-man show out there. Then they come back, tied it. They go to overtime, and the second overtime, they traded scores. Second overtime, Maryville scores first play. Alcoa scores, and then in trots Thomas Manu, who hadn't been in the game since the third quarter, trotting in for the 2-point conversion to win the game. And what does he do? Walks it off. It was a movie. And Alcoa rushes the field, and it was everything a high school game that you wanted to see, down to the very end.
So, does Alcoa look like a state champion team right now?
There would be nobody within 14 of them this year.
That's a deep statement right there.
If I'm wrong, I want to see the team. I definitely want to see that team.
Okay. So in other words, they're legit.
They're a machine, man. What is it, 13 coming on? Or no, 11 or 12, 13. How many are they in a row now? It'll be 12 in a row now.
12 in a row.
Yeah, they're 12 line 12 in a row up. I hate to say it. I don't like to say it because any Friday night, anybody can go down.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like the rest of the state's playing for the silver ball.
Okay, that's fair enough. What do you think of Maryville? Are they a threat?
They are. If their offensive line is big and experienced, and you got Jones back there, and if you got him back there under center, you got a chance in any game. But we'll get later on. We'll talk about Oakland and CPA. But man, Oakland's just a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I got to watch highlights of that. I didn't really see what happened to Manu. I know he got hit out of bounds, but hopefully he's fine and he'll be back. I mean, as long as he can rest up and be ready for playoffs, I don't think it really matters in my opinion. But to see him come back out there and just walk it off like it was nothing was pretty awesome to see.
mhm.
But yeah, like Alcoa was just Alcoa. I mean, it was just, what can you say? And then Maryville, man, for years I was always a Maryville fan just because they remind me of like some Texas team, you know, like some big Texas time, like Odessa Permian or Midland Legacy now, it used to be Midland Lee or something like that, And I think about that game between those two teams and Alcoa Maryville, just because of how the tradition is at both those towns. However, it's just it's kind of felt off lately just because Maryville hasn't been, they can't get. I mean, they can get past Oakland, but lately they can't. And what we've talked about last week was, can they get that monkey off their back? And I mean, from what I could tell, I thought they did pretty well with Alcoa, who, I mean, they could play with anybody in the state, honestly. I think they could even give Oakland a fair game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to see Maryville play Alcoa like they did, if you're a Maryville fan, you got to be happy. Now, granted, you lose to a team that's 2 miles from you, and it's your most hated rival, but
3 years in a row, 4 out of the last 5.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, you're aggravated, but then again, you were right there. So,
yeah,
leaky wounds. Get ready for the rest of the year. But I like Maryville this year against Oakland than I have in the past. And Alcoa, like I said, it's just Alcoa's being Alcoa.
Yeah. And you can't get past that. Alcoa is Alcoa. It's going to be interesting. There's another game we'll talk about later on with Pearl Cone playing NBA, but it makes you wonder if Pearl Cone can actually get there and do something with them this year. We saw last year they couldn't. But what's a year of experience with Funk going to do? Can he keep them close to Alcoa? That's going to be fun to watch to see if they can do that. This third game, I don't know where I've been sleeping at. But how did I not know that Luke Bryan's son was the quarterback of BGA until like 2 weeks ago? That just blows my mind.
The fighting Bo Bryans.
So
he didn't look like a 3-star quarterback.
No, he didn't. But let's be honest, BGA has 2 of the premier wide receivers in the state.
Yeah.
That he's throwing to. So that helps.
That's always helps. But the throws, though.
Oh, they were pinpoint.
They were good, though. I will give him credit.
Yes. They traveled down to St. Michael Catholic down there in Fairhope, Alabama. If you're not familiar with them, that is Phillip Rivers' high school team, and his son is the starting quarterback, Gunner. Prayers up to Gunner. Hopefully he's going to be all right. He did leave the game with a knee injury. It didn't look that bad. It looked like to me, it looked like it might be a deep thigh bruise or something. Because he caught a shoulder pad right on the knee.
Yep.
So it didn't look dirty. It just a football play.
A football play. Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen. I mean, how many of those have we seen?
Yeah.
So and how many times has he been hit there too? So
right.
But hopefully it's nothing serious.
But BJA, they did Tennessee proud on ESPN. USA Today was covering that game. They did Tennessee proud, going down there, handling their business, 41-18. You wonder if that game would have been any closer if Gunner Rivers would have played the whole game.
I think it would have been a little closer. not much closer because that defense, Gunner didn't play defense.
No.
So
And they weren't stopping BGA at all.
yeah, the BGA just had too many weapons. You know, they tried to shut down. They tried to shut down. What is his name? The highly touted receiver,
Max
Curry.
starts with the C. Yeah, Max Curry.
Yeah.
Okay. He absolutely went off, and then it was like they would try to shut one down and somebody else would pop off. They tried to shut down the pass, the running back ran wild.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a pick your poison for St. Michael Catholic. And like I said, Gunner didn't play defense. So
Right.
and it ended up being 41-18.
Yeah.
There's a lot went wrong for St. Michael.
Yeah.
But and I didn't really like what Philip Rivers said during the halftime. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but during halftime he was like, they can't stop us, but they are.
Yeah.
So
I actually liked the interview they did with Luke Bryan. He's like,
yeah,
we're out here in 100-degree heat watching this game. I've yelled a few times. I might be a little scratchy when I go to my concert in North Carolina tonight, but it's great to see boys out here playing each other after spending the whole summer working up to it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Game number 4. Welcome back to Tennessee, Trent Dilfer. And Trent Dilfer doing Trent Dilfer things. Took Lipscomb Academy down to McCallie. And remember, years past, when Dilfer was there before, they played Division II AA ball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're playing Division II AAA ball. They're playing the big boys now. And I think people were shocked how this game unfolded. Because I don't think very many people expected Lipscomb Academy go on the road to Chattanooga in the heart of the den of McCallie and give them the game that they gave them.
yeah.
No.
I was surprised.
I mean, I was too. I mean, I was scoreboard watching a lot, and I just got to see some. I got to see some highlights, but yeah, I mean, I was, in a way, I wasn't shocked, but in overall, I was, because Lipscomb, since Dilfer left a couple of years ago to go to UAB, it had been, they haven't
Not good.
been like they have been, right?
Right.
And so, whenever they went down there, I'm thinking, well, unless he's just brought in a whole bunch of talent, or maybe they got some transfers, whatever have you, I don't see McCallie not beating them. I mean, I didn't think it'd be a blowout, but I sure didn't think they'd go down there and do what they did.
I didn't either.
So when I turned it on, it was 17-7 Lipscomb.
Mm-hmm.
But to their credit, they know their strengths. And if they have to rely on some trick plays to keep them close, he's not opposed to doing that. And that's exactly what he did. Their first 2 touchdowns came on trick plays
Mm-hmm.
that caught McCallie sleeping.
Yep.
And then had a chance to win it at the end. And by all accounts I've seen on Twitter, there's some question of whether or not they got in on that play to get that winning touchdown. I mean, it was that close.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't think I ever saw any other video that was conclusive, honestly.
yeah, there was no conclusive video of whether he got in or not. And a lot of the mouthpieces in the Nashville area said Chattanooga refs doing Chattanooga things. So did they win the game? Who knows if it actually happened, but McCallie gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting game for sure.
Oh yeah.
Definitely one to look out for, just to see how these two teams can match up between BA and Baylor.
I think you'll see McCallie or Baylor, or Lipscomb and Baylor, and McCallie or Brentwood, and from the Final Four. I think these are your Final Four teams.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I would say so. If Lipscomb and McCallie are that close, McCallie's probably easily number 3.
Yeah.
But here comes another team. Why I didn't catch it before, but the graphic is so wrong on this one. Why it's blue is beyond me, because they're not blue, they're red. MBA
Crimson red, yeah.
went over to downtown Nashville, inner city, Pearl Cone. And before we actually talk about the game, I have to say, prayers up to the Frierson family. If you're unaware, after the game, there was a shooting in the area of Pearl Cone High School, and a 16-year-old young man, Cameron Frierson, lost his life. Prayers up to the Frierson family and the community involved in that. Hate to see things like that go down. But that was a game I thought Pearl Cone gave MBA everything they could handle.
Yeah,
They really did. I mean, I was really thinking Pearl Cone would have a chance with that, because last year I think was a closer game last year at MBA than it was here. But I don't know. NBA looked pretty good. I mean, you could definitely put them up there around McCallie and Lipscomb Academy and even BA right now. Now they're not as good. I don't think they're as good as Baylor, but they're definitely in that top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But Pearl, they always do that. You know, they always have a hard first 3 or 4 games, and then they get into their class and, you know, do what they do. But I think these type of games help them down the road.
Yes.
They started off last year 1-4, and but they get to playoff time and they're battle tested.
Yep.
Yes.
And that makes it, your schedule makes a difference. You don't want a bunch of cupcakes padding your stats, and you get to a real team and then you don't know what to do with it. You're in a fight and you don't know how to swing back.
Correct.
Right.
You know? So you're curling up against the ropes, you know. But Pearl Cone is, you know, nobody will ever doubt their athleticism. Nobody will ever doubt any of that. The main thing that Pearl Cone struggles with, in my opinion, is not X's and O's, it's discipline.
I was fixing to say in-game discipline.
In-game discipline. Yep.
I think they might have the best quarterback in 4A.
Agreed.
I mean, that's a statement, but it's, you know, he's absolutely one of the best in the state.
One of the best, yes.
Yes.
He's definitely got the best name. I don't care.
The best name.
The
That's
best
true.
name, yes.
By far
LJ
the best
Funk.
name.
Yes. And no, I did not forget the end. So this is more around Jay's neck of the woods.
Still an hour and a half, but yeah.
McKenzie and Huntington.
They're just a few miles down the road from each other, right?
Yes.
Yep.
2 powers in the western part of the state. Did that game surprise you?
No. Now, what did surprise me was a lot of people didn't think that McKenzie could stay within 2 touchdowns of them. I think a lot of people thought because Huntington, you know, they're very seasoned, they're veteran led, senior led as well. A lot of people thought it'd be like 42-21, 42-28, stuff like that. I can never go against McKenzie in any game, because personally I've seen them because they're in our region. And why McKenzie is in our region when they're almost 2 hours away, I don't know. Now, with saying that, they have a very good coach. and they do an absolute great job with of their system that they've had for about a decade now. And just the players are, I mean, they're nowhere near Alcoa and Maryville where they're just bringing stud after stud after stud.
Mhm.
However, this year, a lot of people thought they'd be down because they lost some linemen, they lost some playmakers. Now they do still have Cole Brown in the quarterback position. They still have some good athletes overall, but their line and their defense was the question mark. Well, they held Huntington to only 28 points, and that was late. So, and it was a ball game. I mean, it was back and forth pretty much the whole first half. So, I mean, McKenzie looks like they're going to be up there and probably be in there with South Pittsburgh like we talked about.
Yeah.
Do I think they can beat South Pittsburgh? Who knows? I mean, they played pretty good with Huntington at Huntington. And even though I know it's a rivalry, but nothing like Maryville and Alcoa. But I was very impressed with McKenzie's defense against Huntington, and Huntington's still going to be just one of those teams that I don't know if anybody in 2A is going to beat them, unless you get somebody out of the East and the Knoxville area or around Memphis or something like that. But yeah, I mean that was a very good game. I watched the highlights of it. I got to watch the film because I'm able to get access to that since I'm a broadcaster for Perry County. So I got to watch that, and it was a fun game to watch.
And if you remember, though, Huntington, leading up to the season, they had that scrimmage with Westview, and they hung with Westview.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you they're pretty good. And if McKenzie's hanging with them,
yeah,
I don't know if that bodes well for Class 1A.
Definitely not in the West or Middle.
No,
Right.
I think
Now,
like we talked about it.
Yeah.
Of course, I say that, and they might go up against Wayne County down in Wayne County, and you never know what's going to happen in the borough down there.
No, not at all.
Who knows? But I think McKenzie right now is the best in the West right now.
Okay.
Mm.
And then our game number 7. This is a team that I think Brandon plans on seeing in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland played CPA. I think this is the second year in a row they played each other. And I think Oakland handled them pretty good last year.
Yeah.
So,
Watching this game, CPA has got to be one of the most well coached. Ingle Martin being out there, solid coach. I don't think Ingle Martin has ever been beat like that in a game, playing or coaching. So it was 56-7, and CPA come out on their first drive, did good things. Oakland made the adjustment. There was so much speed on that field for Oakland that it made CPA look like they were running half speed.
Ooh.
So it was insane, the amount of weapons that they have. And when Kevin Creasy says my quarterback has a D1 arm, his quarterback has a D1 arm.
Yeah.
running the wing tee, So they could do a little bit of everything, though. They're not a team that's limited to their. If you stack the box, he's going to throw it over your head to 4 of the fastest receivers in the state. So
Yeah.
you have 4 backs back there plus the quarterback that can take it the distance at any time. So it's just too many weapons. It's 6A's Oakland's world, and everybody else is just living in it.
And Oakland just had a transfer. I think it was from Riverdale.
Yes, their starting running back was the quarterback at Riverdale.
Yeah, I remember last year he was the main reason why Riverdale was in that game against Oakland.
Yeah.
So that the one team that I thought might give Oakland a run for their money this year, Riverdale. Oakland unfortunately gets them. So
Yeah.
There you go.
I was shocked to see CPA get beat that bad. You don't expect something like that from them. Like you said, Engel Martin, I don't think he's ever been beaten like that.
Mm-mm.
Not in his
But-
16 years, no.
It makes you wonder, is CPA starting to slip a little bit?
It makes you wonder because of, especially with just how Division 3 and Division 2 overall is.
Mhm.
With the transfers and with the not necessarily NIL, but you know what I mean, like just being able to get people to come, just like colleges, pretty much.
Mhm.
And I mean, Innsworth went through a little bit of a period. Now they're starting to kind of come back too. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with CPA right now. I mean, ever since they went from Division 2 AA to triple, it's been tough the last couple of years. Now, I'm not saying they've been bad,
Mhm.
but they're not where Ingham.
They're not where they used to
Coach
be.
Martin. No, they're not where Coach Martin and them are used to
Accustomed to
playing.
being, yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, fun fact, CPA is the last team when they were still public school division to beat Alcoa in a state championship game in
Bingo.
2014.
hmm
Wow. That's
like
wild.
Who was the last public school to beat them in a state championship?
Alcoa?
Yeah.
Well, technically CPA was a public school.
Well,
They were playing in the public school division.
Yeah. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking since they're private now,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of whoever's still public.
Yeah. Whoever's
like
still
that.
Would
public.
it,
Who knows? Probably either Pearl Cone or Covington.
Let me look that up real quick.
It's
maybe
probably
Giles County.
the Fighting Bo Wallaces.
They beat us in the 2009 state championship game.
That's right. Yeah, because that was my senior year.
Might have been Giles County when they were both in 3A.
May have been.
I'll tell
I'm
you.
sure good old TWSAA sports.com's got it.
That's what that's where I'm at.
Y'all cheating.
That's
Let's see.
the only one I could think of is maybe
Maybe
or
Giles
Loudon,
County.
maybe.
Unless they lost before the state championship, which has been, gosh, I don't know how many years now.
Yeah, so 2013. No, hold on. 2014, CPA beat them 7-0 in the 3A
Right.
state championship game. Oh, in 2012, they didn't make it to the state championship name. They got knocked out by CAK,
Oh,
Oh, okay.
and CAK went on to beat Milan 48-14. And then let's see, same thing in 2011. CAK knocked them out. Yep, CAK, I guess.
guess so.
I would have never guessed that. CAK is not very good anymore.
And I didn't know that they were that they didn't make it 2 years in a row. That just blows my mind.
11 and 12. Yep.
That blows
Mhm.
my mind.
Yeah. Absolutely wild.
That's when that Stafford kid was the quarterback leading CAK.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember him.
So our game number 8, another one up there around Brandon's neck of the woods. Anderson County hosting Powell.
Yeah, this one was a shock. The way that defense was optional in this game.
From the final score, it looked like it was optional.
56-44. And Powell got on top early. Anderson County struggled with turnovers. They had a sophomore quarterback, J.D. Gillum, coach's kid.
Mhm.
Seen him a lot last year. Of course, with my son being a senior and facing them in the quarterfinals. and he had a turnover problem in this game. I think it was 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles alone. So he didn't look like he was very much improved, which I'm not a huge fan of Anderson County, but you see talent and you recognize talent. You know,
Respect it.
the kid has a talented arm, but I think he had a very, very bad day. It's probably a game he's going to learn from. But Powell found a quarterback, and a good quarterback, so he can let it fly, and he's a truck to bring down. So it was just Jalen Benjamin. He had a 60-yard rushing touchdown. He had countless bombs that he threw, and I mean, Anderson County tried to keep it close, but Powell was just too much. And like I said, defense optional game. You can't have turnovers like that.
And being at Anderson County made it even more impressive.
Yes, it did,
in my opinion.
Yep. And I look for them to get better. Anderson County may challenge the rest of the region. I don't think they're going to sneak up on Alcoa like they did last year.
No, especially with this one being at Alcoa.
Yeah. So, and not saying that those Knoxville refs, but when it comes to playing at Anderson County, it's a little different,
a little dicey up there.
Yeah, and they're I don't talk much about things like that, but man, their announcer, he is so unprofessional.
Okay.
PA or radio?
PA.
PA. Okay.
Like he'll think it's a bad call, and he'll come over the PA and be like, "Really, refs? That was a blah 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 blah." And I was like, "You're not allowed to do that."
Sounds like me as a PA announcer here in Perry County for Junior Pro.
Yeah. Then they have those bull or train horns that are technically illegal in the state of Tennessee to have at games, and they don't ever say anything to them about it.
That's what it is.
But one thing about it, they do have a fun environment up there.
They do.
When you go up there,
it's second to none.
And you see that head sitting there at the end of the end zone that smoking as you're running out.
Yeah.
Man, sign me up for that environment. You know,
they call it the greatest show on turf, but
yeah, it just looks like fun.
Oh, they spend a fortune on fireworks a year. I guarantee it.
So, our 9th game on our list, Green Hill at Beach. And Beach goes into the game kind of short-handed. They had some players suspended for an incident in a scrimmage. So you don't really get a true look at what both of these teams are. Would those players have made a difference? Probably so. But we don't know for sure unless they meet again. But it was a very good game. I was a little bit surprised at the outcome, but also knowing Green Hill has been building for a couple of years and getting better every year. I believe it was their first season with the varsity. Didn't they win 10 games?
They did. They either went 10-0 or 9-1 and then won 1 in the playoffs. I can't remember which one they did.
I think they went 9-1 regular season because was it Brentwood or Nolensville beat them in the final game or something.
I want to say it was Nolensville, but I could be wrong.
I can't remember.
It's going to be interesting to watch these two teams going forward. I say that a lot. It's going to be interesting. I need to figure out something different to say. Not very professional of me to say it that way, but
You'll be
Green Hill. Is it their turn to run the city of Nashville?
It's been close. I mean, besides Hendersonville and Beach there for so many years. I mean, you look at Green Hill and even Station Camp. I mean, they're all right there beside each other, and Sumner County. And I mean, that you would think that. I mean, one of them four are going to be good every year. And right now, it's been Green Hill out of the bunch more than Beach or even Hendersonville. And Station Camp's coming up too. They're in the top 10 right now, and 6 or 5A or 6A, whichever one they are. And Green Hill, to me, I mean, that they almost remind me of the last couple expansion NHL teams. It's like all of a sudden they just come out of nowhere and bam, they're good.
Yeah.
You know, they have 1 or 2 years and they're good. And Green Hill is just, they've had a lot of good players the last couple years. So it'll be interesting. Here we go with the interesting. It'll be fun to keep up with them the rest of the year.
So 2 things to keep an eye on with Green Hill. Their next game at Page, to be followed up the following week by hosting Ravenwood.
Ooh.
So
That's a hard schedule.
Yeah. That's not – I don't know if any team in the state wants that back-to-back. That's tough.
Back to back to back. Beach is no slouch.
No, but
Beach.
And on the road.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So, but Green Hill gets that win. It was 15-13. Like I said, I don't know if that's a good look at Beach with having some players suspended. We'll have to wait and find out what they really are when they come back. Maybe they meet up again somewhere else.
Did Beach get a year probation?
Yes.
Okay.
I think they got a year probation, and Rockville also got a year probation. But
Okay.
what gets me is Rockville was already on probation for a different incident.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I don't know how they escaped getting the book thrown at them,
Sure.
unless they considered it being 2 different sports and 2 different incidents. That must have been what saved them.
Probably being a different sport probably saved them. If I had to guess.
And Rockville had a couple players suspended too, so it wasn't like Beach was the only one.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what Beach is when they get a full complement of players back instead of being shorthanded.
Yeah.
And then a couple teams that Beach might see down the road. Henry County and Haywood.
Could Henry
that.
County be the old Henry County?
Good question.
That's what everybody in Paris is thinking.
I mean, Haywood, good team, D1 athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to beat them, I know it's 31-28, but you know, it was a game. That's one I want to go back and watch because I was scoreboard watching on that one. I went back and watched most of these on NFHS, but it's one I want to go back and watch.
Yeah, Henry. I mean, I know Haywood's a 4A, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they've had athletes forever that in football and even basketball too. But I was really shocked that Henry County went down there and put up 30 on them, honestly, just because of how good Haywood has been at home here in the last few years. But Henry County's is starting to look a little bit like the Henry County of 10 years ago. So so it's going to be fun to see how them Paris kids can go at it. I think they got something special growing up there right now.
Do you think possibly that we know Columbia is going to be good?
Mm-hmm.
They were good last year. They got most everybody back.
Yeah, they were young last year.
And they're expecting big things in Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's going to come down? It could come down to a battle of Henry County and Columbia to see who gets paid?
That's a bold statement there, Cotton. The dodgeball reference for anybody trying to figure that out. But yeah, right now, like if you want to go off of one game apiece, I'm kind of leaning there. But I mean, the only thing is with Henry County, I think they have to get through Munford.
Okay.
And so Munford's, that's a town, north of Memphis and Lauderdale County. So I mean, I think it'll be tough. But right now, the Henry County and Columbia looking pretty good in 5A. Besides Page, obviously.
Yeah. We could talk about Page and what they did to Giles County. That was just
and Giles County's no crock. they're top 10 in 3A, and they just it wasn't.
That wasn't even close.
Mm-mm.
It got ugly quick.
Very.
Oh, so back to our trivia. I looked it up. Does anybody know what Alcoa's record is in the state championship game?
I think they've only lost one.
2.
I was fixing to say, I think it was 2.
They're 24-2.
Okay.
And the only 2 they've lost to in a state championship game are no longer considered public schools.
Oh.
They lost in 2014 to CPA.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And 1988 to Brentwood Academy.
Ooh.
Oh wow,
that is crazy.
Back when Brentwood Academy was like the top 5 in the nation.
Yeah,
the premier private school.
Yeah.
They had a stretch in the 90s where they didn't win state championships at all.
But no, they were 90s were all like Maryville or Alcoa really did a lot in the 90s.
Yeah. So anyway, I just got done looking that up, and I was like, "That's interesting."
That
so
is
you can definitely say that if you play a public school, which now that they've gone to that, it's very hard to sit here and say who are they going to lose to in their class.
It's tough. I mean, I don't think they've lost other than Anderson County. Have they lost a game within their class?
I know that it was I can't remember how many years it was, but it was in the double digits on the last time that they had lost a region game.
Yeah, it was double digits until last year, yeah.
Wasn't it like 40 straight region games they won?
Oh, it was.
It had to have been.
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Because, the last time I guess they didn't make it to state was 2012, so I'd say somewhere in that range is when the last time they lost a region game. If not 2010, I don't know.
They hadn't lost in 14 years.
So 2011.
So
you figure what, 6-7 region games a year?
Yeah, so 50 well over 50 consecutive region victories during their dominant era in Tennessee, then the TSSAA in Class 3 and 4A.
Jeez,
that's insane.
I'm telling you, that's just a whole another animal.
It's like Perry County and boys basketball back in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Nobody beating them.
Well, 50s, yeah, but yeah, and the few years in the 70s with my dad and Mike Rhodes, but yeah, it's maybe not as dominating, but when it comes to district and region, Perry County is.
So I
Alcoa was doing state titles.
Yeah.
I noticed that TSSAA is putting out old film now.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go back and watch because the girls basketball team at South Green here in Greene County were pretty dominant in the 90s, and so I had to go back and watch early 90s, and there was a team that they were facing. I think it was Columbia Central, something like that, something like that. I may be wrong, but they were ranked number 4 in the nation. And South Green took them down in the semifinals. So
Okay.
I was like, but anyway, but there's a tons of football games on there too. So that's just something I went back and watched.
South Green. How far back did you say that was?
It was like 92, 93.
The only team I remember in this area being that good then,
Hold on a second.
I know Shelbyville was good.
Pickett County.
And Lawrence County had a couple good teams.
I'll tell you right here in a second. I'm on it now.
You got me looking it up now.
Yeah. Let's see. So that'd have been 90, 91, 92.
Let's see. They were what, 1A?
Yeah, it should have been.
I did 92, 93. Don't see them.
No, they may have been 2A. They may have been 2A.
I think they were 2A.
Yeah.
Camden, Springfield.
Livingston Academy.
Yes.
Livingston Academy. They were ranked 4th in the nation.
That's crazy.
They had
Rogers.
they beat them the year before and had this like 58 game win streak, and then South Green came in and beat them.
I think that was one of Lamar Rogers' teams.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame coach. But man, that's back in the day now.
Oh, I was in diapers, so I don't remember.
You were that young back then?
I was born in 92.
Jeez.
I know.
I got married the first time in 92.
There you go. Sounds like a good year.
I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
Notice I said the first time.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I think you might have went out on that.
It is what it is. So, but that's our top 10 list of games from last week. That went a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah. Because we just kept talking.
We're all three talkers. What can we say?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I said we're all three talkers. If you're going to watch our show, we're going to be talking.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not bad. It's not like we go off script. This might be the first time we've ever gone like off into another sport. But usually we just bring in a lot of analysis when it comes to what we talk about.
This next segment should go pretty quick. We're going to go over our Titan Award nominees. We didn't pick a winner this week because we couldn't settle on one. We may put it up, post it somewhere, and let some fans pick it or something. I don't know. That sounds like a good idea to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that.
But before we hit that, let's take a quick 1-minute commercial break and get a word from our sponsor, Cocaine Coffee. So, how about that? A high school football show in Tennessee with a sponsor called Cocaine Coffee. If you want a good pick me up before your day at school gets started, try out some Cocaine Coffee. Go to cocainecoffee.com, use the promo code Villains15 and get 15% off your order. And no, it's not laced with cocaine. So let's just make that clear.
Just get that out there.
You get that out there, right? So this is what we call our Titan Award. Again, we incorporated the Tennessee Titan name with it to give it a Tennessee feel. We didn't pick an outright winner this week because there were too many outstanding performances. But here are the 8 players that we all noticed put up some strong performances. I don't know if you guys can read them or not.
Yeah.
But I'll take the first one. Quincy Mitchell, Forest High School. Last year became only the 6th player in state history to have over 3,000 yards in total offense. Had 2,900 yards rushing and just a little over 100 receiving. Friday night they played Creekwood and walked away with a 42-8 win. Quincy didn't play much in the second half on offense. He played defense, but he had 11 carries, 201 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
I mean, he was only getting about 18 yards a carry.
Yeah, that yards per carry average is unreal.
Starting off strong.
Yes, which is actually a good sign because over the off season, he started wrestling last year for the first time ever. Did pretty good, and then through his workouts, he's added about 50 pounds, and you can see it on his frame. He's pretty stocky now. And people were concerned that the weight gain might slow him down. It doesn't appear that it did.
No.
Since Brandon was at this game, we'll let him take the next one.
All right. Will Jones, Mr. Stand tall in the pocket and do the dirty work on 4th and 1. You know, he's, if he's not in the Mr. Football Class 6A conversation, I don't know who should be at the end of the year. But 16 of 26, 221 yards through the air with 4 touchdowns and 14 carries, 51 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, 6 touchdowns combined. He was a do it all in that game. Willed them back. Play on his name, but he willed them into that game and in that comeback effort. But yeah, he's a gamer.
Yeah. And I'll get the 1A student here from Hampton High School, home of the Bulldogs, Bryce Blevins. He went 10 for 17 passing for 253 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also had 7 carries only for 4 yards, but did have 5 total touchdowns with 1 on the ground as well. So awesome night for him.
All right. And I'm going to change up the order this time. I'm going to let Brandon go next.
Yeah.
I figured you would.
Kane Ricker, man, this kid has sat at backup quarterback for 3 years waiting on his turn, played receiver, also plays safety on defense while being the starting quarterback. So much faith they have in his durability.
Mm-hmm.
So, he went 10 of 11, 305 yards to the air, 3 touchdowns, 32 yards, 1 touchdown, dual threat quarterback. And most of all, Kane is a high character kid. And he leads his team by example, led the team in interceptions last year. Now he's trying to not throw interceptions this year. And I mean, anybody that can miss one pass and throw for over 300 yards. I mean, he was sitting behind the Mr. Football winner from last year. So, his time, he's going to shine. And I think he'll definitely be in the conversation for Mr. Football this year.
Okay. I'll go ahead and take the next one. Jaden Champion. What a name. Champion. Comes from Humboldt High School. This young man went 23 of 29, 426 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 1 interception. But when you're throwing 29 passes, you can't fault a kid for that. He also had 7 carries for 58 yards and another touchdown, 4 total touchdowns, over 480 total yards. Had an amazing game for Humboldt. Excited to see more highlights out of him this year.
Okay.
And I'll go with Darion Taylor from Humboldt as well. I actually got to broadcast him when he was in 8th grade at West Carroll. When he played basketball there. A really good athlete in 8th grade, and he was a stud going into high school. But he now at Humboldt, senior, and he had 9 receptions for 130 yards and one of the 3 touchdowns from Jaden Champion. But on defense, he had 12 tackles, 7 of them solo. He had 1 pick, 2 PPUs, and 2 forced fumbles.
Wow.
So not only can he ball on the court, he can ball on the field.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Grady Burke. Fun fact about this kid, he didn't even know he was going to be the starting quarterback because Peyton Lingerfeld was the starting quarterback there last year. And he transferred to Elizabethton, which thrust Grady Burke into the starting quarterback role. So after Peyton Lingerfeld had been the starting quarterback for the last 3 years. So to go 15 of 25 for 392 and 5 touchdowns, don't care who it's against. It was against Johnson County, but kid came in there playing with house money, started slinging it around, and that they have an air raid offense, and he got the job done. Hey, hats off to you, Grady Burke.
Oh, I reckon I'll take this last one. Everybody knows who he is. 5-star running back out of Chattanooga Baylor, David Gabriel Georges. Young man in a nationally televised game on ESPN, 2 nationally ranked high school football teams. Mm-hmm. This young man, 27 carries, 172 yards, 3 touchdowns, all in the 4th quarter. He also had 5 catches for 78 yards. And the one catch that they caught on the highlight film was a little swing pass, caught it at the line of scrimmage, and you're putting this kid on DBs with that was just unfair.
Yeah.
They were bouncing off of him. They couldn't touch him.
I don't think I want to hit that dude.
It looked like he had oil all over his jersey. They just slipping right off of him.
And the one kid that did get a hold of him got a hold of him up around the pads and ripped his helmet off, and he still kept on going.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like what Brandon said. He put his head down even without a helmet on.
So, impressive performance.
Owen Schmidt from West Virginia back in the day.
Yeah.
And like I said, we couldn't decide on a winner. Me personally, I think I would probably vote for DGG.
I'd vote Darion Taylor.
Just because of the impact that his game had on a nationally ranked level. But I'm not opposed to any of these guys. They all had fantastic games.
No, of course.
And like I said, we may post this up and let people vote on it somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
So,
all of them outstanding athletes, outstanding games. Hats off to them, and good luck the rest of the season.
And I'm sure we'll be talking about most of them this year too, again, at some point.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I do have another podcast. It's called Sports Empire Podcast. I go live on Sunday nights at 6 p.m. And this coming Sunday night at 6 p.m., we're actually having on Quincy Mitchell for an interview. It'll be my third time getting to talk to that young man. So
Very nice.
looking forward to that if you want to catch it.
Definitely have to.
And then one last order of business. Let's look at next week's schedule and pick us 10 games.
Mm.
I think this will be fun. So we can actually go region by region and pick a game
Number one.
to get 8
I
of them.
already have the number one.
Okay, who you got?
Greenville versus Upperman. Greenville at Upperman.
Okay,
Yeah. I'll go with that.
I'm good with that one.
And that was Region 1.
Region. Well, technically, I think it's played in Region 4.
Oh, yeah.
It's at Upperman.
It's at Upperman. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at Upperman. So that's Region 4. You me go down the list. You me just start naming off games.
I've actually got one. It's going to sound funny. I don't think I would rank it high in the list.
Mm-hmm.
What about Cox County at Gatlinburg Pittman? Just to see if last Friday night from Gatlinburg was an aberration of what they really are.
Man, and that would be my surprise of the week is the Seymour Eagles taking out Gatlinburg Pittman. The way that they not only taking them out, but the way that they took them out.
Yes.
It was
48-14 or something like that.
It was you can win games, 35-21, something like that. And you're like, 48-14, man. And I watched their starting running back, Maples, play for Sevier County Saturday. So that was their bell cow. Now he's playing at a different team. And they got bit by the transfer bug. So.
No, I'm not saying we got to pick it. That's just
No. It'd be interesting to see if they're gonna be falling off.
Yes.
I think on my end, I think I'm gonna go with Lexington and Riverside out of Parsons.
Mm.
I mean, I know Decatur County, they struggled with Camden, but Camden has gotten better this year. So I would love to see, and that game's at Parsons, or Decaturville technically. So that would be interesting to see 3A or 4A Power in Lexington go up against a team that everybody, that's a rivalry right there. I mean, it's probably more of a rivalry than Scottshill and Riverside, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Another one on my end. It's an interesting matchup. They're 4A and 5A, but Chris's dark horse to win 5A, Knox Halls, who lost a heartbreaker to Oak Ridge Friday, but they are going up against Knox Gibbs, who's also in Alcoa's region, and they're always a pretty solid team. So that's an interesting matchup to me.
How about Green Hill at Page?
That's a good one.
Very.
I think that that game should be full of fireworks.
What about East Nashville at Antioch?
Beat me to it.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
going to say something about that.
How did I not know that East Nashville dropped down to 2A?
That's crazy.
I don't know how they did. I didn't even know they went down that much.
Yeah, because they've been 3A since they came into existence, and all of a sudden they're 2A, and I'm like, where did that come from?
They were 2A when they were East Literature,
Okay,
but when they changed their name back to East Nashville, or when they changed it to East Nashville, they've been 3A.
okay.
What
I was not
about
aware of that.
CPA at Pearl Cone?
That'll be a good one.
See how how those two teams do after pretty lopsided losses.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun to see. What about another battle, Brentwood and Brentwood Academy?
Oh, yes. Got to have that one in there.
Yeah. Lipscomb Academy and Ravenwood.
That's another good one.
Trying to find some.
Yeah.
Haywood. Sorry.
Jay will understand where I'm coming from on this one. But there's an old county rivalry that takes place down in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Loretto versus Lawrence County for the Van Johnson Cup.
Yeah.
Can Lawrenceburg bounce back from being upset by Summertown? And will Loretto continue to look as disjointed as they did Friday against Cornersville?
That's a hard one to say. I mean, I have seen Summertown, and they don't look like a 2A school. They're big and physical. So I don't know. That'll be tough. Loretto, if they keep playing like they do, I mean, Lawrence County, I understand. Like Summertown was more physical, but anytime you have a rivalry, it doesn't matter what you can throw everything out the window.
Those two get together, and it generally doesn't matter who's who. It's going to come down to the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game.
Correct.
And like I said, Jay understands where I'm going with that because he's from the area.
Yep.
That's a pretty big rivalry game.
Yep, those three high schools in Lawrence County do not like each other. Even though Lawrence County's what, 4A, 5A?
Yeah, they're 5A along with Columbia.
And then Loretto and Summertown are 2A, so.
Yep.
But if they're more if they really hate each other in baseball. That's the sport they really hate each other in.
Now, the last two I'll politic for would be Haywood and Covington, and Houston and Whitehaven.
Houston.
Houston.
That was Houston.
I always heard it called Houston.
Now, Houston, I've heard, is the one in Georgia.
Okay.
But I thought it was Germantown, Houston. Now, I could be wrong. I don't.
Let me see. I'm gonna see how it's pronounced. Hold on, this one bug me.
I've heard it two different ways.
Pronounced Houston. Yep.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'll put it in the private chat right here.
All right. All right. Now I know.
Yeah.
Makes sense because Houston County out of Georgia is where that Georgia quarter. Who was it? It was before this last one. He was on a Netflix series. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but anyway, they were talking about that school, and every time I put in Houston County, like Aaron, to look up their NFHS, it pops that one up from Georgia. And I hear Houston all the time. And I'm like, it just throws me off. But I did not know they were called Houston. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
now you know. I mean, we got.
I don't know.
I
we got
have no
a bunch.
idea.
I know we've been just kind of throwing them out there, so I wasn't exactly sure.
I wasn't even keeping track.
I wasn't either.
I'll give one more possibility with the smaller schools. Summertown at Wayne County.
Ooh, that's always a good one.
That'll be a good one.
Just because of you guys, I've been keeping track of Middle and West too. So trying to stay in the loop.
I've noticed that I've been looking at Knox News a lot more than I have in my whole life.
Mhm.
So I'm right there with you.
And some out of town games. Dobbins Bennett faces Asheville, North Carolina. Knox Webb's traveling to Asheville School, North Carolina, and Oakland's going to Centerville, Ohio.
Wow.
Ooh.
So how are those schools? I mean,
Interesting.
just real quick, like how are those schools like? You see them play like a lot of East Tennessee teams. Like they play teams like out of North Carolina, Avery County, or all that stuff. How are those schools usually?
They're the same. Usually the same like division enrollment numbers. Like Avery County and Cloudland and Hampton are all small schools, K through 12.
Oh, okay.
So they usually match up pretty good. And like I think Dobbins Bennett traveled to Gate City, Virginia.
I've seen Gate City a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And but yeah, they usually match up like see back in I don't know 14, 15, we traveled to Pisgah, North Carolina.
Mm,
They were really good. The Black Bears over there.
yeah,
Mhm.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, they were not ready for the speed of the Green Devils.
Nobody was back then.
No. No.
So I'm going to throw one other game out there. Germantown, which went 7-4 last year,
Mhm.
made a nice little run in the playoffs.
Mhm.
They got handled last week, 40-6.
Yeah.
And Bartlett, who struggled a little bit last year,
Mhm.
gets their big win against
MUS.
University School.
Mm-hmm.
What's that game look like Friday night?
Well, that's an East Memphis rivalry right there. I mean,
yes.
so
I wouldn't put too much stock into them losing the way they did to Houston,
Mhm.
because they've been, deep runs in the playoffs or making it to the state championship game against Oakland. They actually beat Oakland one year.
yeah, just a couple of years ago, actually,
Yeah.
I think.
So that's nothing I would hang my head about, but that's an interesting matchup. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely for sure.
Is it
There's
at
so
Bartlett
much-
or at Germantown?
At Bartlett.
At
At
Bartlett.
Bartlett.
Okay.
There's so much talent that comes out of that region down there.
Yeah.
That region is a bloodbath every year.
And
That
then
game
whoever
just kind of
comes
caught
out
my
of-
eye.
And then
Yeah.
whoever comes out of that has to play, Whitehaven, White
Get the-
Station, teams like that.
To see who gets to Ravenwood
Mm-hmm.
in Oakland.
Exactly. If you get past Ravenwood, you're going to have Oakland.
Congratulations, you've had the best season you've had in years. Here's Oakland.
For a gold ball.
Yeah.
But to get to Oakland, you got to beat Ravenwood.
Yeah.
That's the way it's been for the last decade or so.
Last year we was talking about Alcoa earlier. My son is pretty wise beyond his years, and he was like, at a certain point, you look up at the scoreboard and you look at the guys lining up across from you, and you're like, well, it was a good run. So,
Mhm.
you know, I think
I mean,
about midway through the
it's hard.
second quarter, he was like,
It's hard to come, like, especially being so, being 18, 17, 18 years old and having that realization.
Mhm.
I never, as a player, I didn't have that. Like, I really felt like, every team we were going to play, we were going to beat no matter what, baseball, basketball, whatever. But if I went up against Alcoa, I don't know if I probably would have had the exact same thing, especially how that game ended up.
Yeah.
But it
Mhm.
stinks being that age and going, well, we're giving it our all and it still don't matter, that
Yeah.
type of thing.
That's what he
Mhm.
said. He said that he was just like, I'm not going to quit and lay down. I'm
Right.
going to give them everything I got. But he,
Yeah.
he got his team together during halftime and said their prayer and told each other they loved each other and they were going to play for each other the rest of the half.
Mhm.
They didn't allow another point after halftime. So,
But see, in Jay's case, though, over in Perry County, that's the way you're brought up over there.
Yeah.
Is we're going to run this.
yeah,
It's the Perry counties, the Summer towns, the Wayne counties. It's an attitude.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is our house. You're not coming in here beating us.
mm-hmm.
It's true.
I remember back in the 90s, Summertown made it to the state tournament basketball, and the coach, I wanted to jack his jaw for him because he said, we have kids driving tractors to practice during the summer. No, don't talk about us like we're hicks like that, man. But
It sounds like Perry
that's
County now.
That's
Yeah.
all he was being real. We
Yeah.
had kids driving to practice on tractors in the summer to play basketball. It's like
Now
okay.
everybody in Summertown has a Tesla and everything else more than what Perry County's got.
It grew up quick.
Yeah, it did.
Well, they got threatened is what happened.
Yeah.
In the late 90s, it was told to residents of Summertown, hey, you're going to have to choose within 10 years between Lawrenceburg and Mount Pleasant. You're going to have to choose one of them. They said, nope, watch this. And they just grew their community.
Yep.
They got a McDonald's and a Shell and a Sonic and Dollar General. Man, they grow.
Listen, you can live in the middle of nowhere up on the mountain and you got a Dollar General.
Yes.
Every bit. In the valley of where the hill's at has a Dollar General.
I'm convinced that I can go up to Viking Mountain that's right over here in between North Carolina and Tennessee, and I'll get to the top to the tower and there'll be a Dollar General to my left.
Yeah.
Every bit of it. With 60 parking lots.
Lobelville's got a Dollar General.
Super. Dollar General.
Super one. Okay.
That thing is huge.
But, yeah, we'll get that list together.
Yeah.
We'll throw it in the chat and I'll get the image put together. We'll get it posted tomorrow evening. I'll post up the Titan Award and try and get some votes on it. See what happens. And then we'll get together and we'll set a time to do this every week. It's hard with all three of us working and all of us got lives and kids and events but we will be back next week.
Yeah.
Whether it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday night, who knows? We'll be back one day next weekend to go over week 2 and hopefully get some comments next time.
Yeah.
I see the people watching. They're
Yeah.
just not commenting.
Don't be shy.
So, don't be shy. We'll share your comments. We'll share your name. Just give us some feedback. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. And until next week, I think I'm good.
I'm good.
Me too.
All right. Y'all have a good week. And I'm on my way to the couch.